Evening all, welcome back to Destiny. Look at me sniping like a pro. Look at me, look at me. It's almost as if I was born with a controller. No, I'm not even going to do that. Not even going to try and pretend I know what I'm doing. The controller though is actually not too bad. And I've got to admit, I'm getting very tempted to buy a PS4 now. And don't worry, I'm still going to play it on the PS3 because there's such a big community of people who play on the PS3 already with me, but I'm actually tempted to try it on the PS4 as well. I think it's fair to say that would be one of the sillier decisions I've made financially for a while, but I've got to admit, I kind of want to play it on both. I know it's kind of wasteful and crazy, but we'll see. I'm honestly tempted. The game is just so engaging. It is grabbing me by the eyeballs and saying, look at this, right, you're done with that, right, over here, look, a jet bike, wee, wee, wee. And I tell you what, I'm just sat there going, again, more, like a child with a rattle being shoved in its face covered in heroin. I just can't help it, I really can't. There's something incredibly engaging about this game, and it's this feeling of roaming around with a gang of dudes, wingmen, and doing this. It's amazing. Right, here we go. An event. That's right, an event. I showed this. I mean, this is kind of slightly out of whack, so again, it's not entirely in line with what we're doing, but we were just rolling around looking for stuff, actually. We weren't necessarily doing anything particular. And then an event happened, so we decided we'd give it a go. And the events are actually quite sporadic. When they kick off, it's actually quite good, and you'll see this one. I'll kind of give you the TLDR version of it. We don't succeed, we do quite badly at it, but it's actually good to see. Actually, look at that, it's right by me, I didn't realise. It's quite good to see actually how difficult some of these events can be. Now look at this, it's only a level 4 Reaver Captain, but he has one hell of a shield on him, and to be honest, it's pretty impressive. And this is a great example where pretty much everybody on the map will be called to this unique location who wants to be part of the event. So this means that you can have all of a sudden, you know, 6, 7, 8, 9 people suddenly all jumping in on one particular event. And there's many different events, and they happen anytime, and they're of very differing levels of difficulty. This one, bloody difficult, very difficult, but effectively, I think it's just because we're pretty terrible shots at this point. But look at that, I'm sure we're getting stuff on, but maybe not, who knows. And this is just a great example again of what the game is giving you. It's giving you stuff to do. It's not like you're kind of sat there, you know, being shoehorned down the corridor. Right, fight these dudes. Right, you finish them lot. Right, through the door. All right, fight these dudes. Okay, and then as soon as somebody takes a stop and says, God, I don't want to do this anymore, the game says, what's up, bro? Why aren't you fighting them? What's wrong with you? You little girl, are you? And it kicks you the hell out of the map. Back to the war barge. That was referencing Dust. I don't know if anyone missed that. That was Dust. And that's kind of my issue with it, because it's very formulaic and it's very conveyed. And I don't mind being conveyed as long as it's the option to say, do you know what? I kind of want to go and have a look at that. Let's go and have a look at that. That looks interesting. And this, my friends, is the game for you. So look at this. We've got more dudes coming to our aid. They're coming in basically to shoot this dude. I love that there's just super powerful NPCs. I love that there's events that spring out of nowhere. I love that it's against the clock. Even that's difficult. I love it. I really do. Now there are other events. For example, one of the events that's in the game is a mining thing. So the enemy are basically trying to mine. So all of a sudden huge kind of mining drills pop out the sky, and you have to basically defeat them. Or rather the defenders of them before you get stomped into the ground. And if you succeed, then basically you get good loot. You get lots of ammo from these high level dudes, and plus you get a great deal of experience. So it's all pretty good. Look at this. I've got my I have the power. So I've got my gun of grayskull, and I'm pretty terrible at it. Look at that. Only one shot hit. I suck. I really do. I would stress this was very, very early footage. This was day 1 footage still. This was literally while I was still trying to learn how to do it. My controller at this point had stabilizers on it, so literally little, you know, trundle wheels stabilizing me because I'm a noob. It was actually pretty fun, to be honest. I've got to admit, I'm sold completely on pad gaming now. God, I can't even say it. I am completely sold on it. I think it makes perfect sense, because I was doing much of the gaming after I did these videos, sat with my bum on the sofa enjoying the couch, basically playing these games. So, you know, massive thumbs up for that, because it just, I know that's not a revelation to you guys, but you know, when you do YouTube, you kind of have to play where your computer is, because it's, you know, my console is linked through a box to my computer. So therefore it's just easier to play it in here. But it was just a joy to sit on my on my very nice sofa and just enjoy the game. Anyway, let's talk something about maybe some more of the Destiny content that I think is definitely interesting. And I think one observation, if I may, is there is a staggering amount of people interested in playing this game. I have had a lot of people hit me up for beta codes. I've given all mine out, so unless you have some more, if you do have some more, then send me an email if you would, and just tell me that you're okay for me to use them. I'll give you full credit, as we maybe give a few out to some dudes who haven't got them. So, you know, just let me know if you're comfortable with that. If you're not, then obviously why would you be giving them to me? But either way, I'm really quite you know, I'm quite surprised how many people are playing this game. I'm also really heartened to see a lot of people are playing it on the PS3 as well. I think maybe people weren't too aware that, yeah, the graphics are nowhere near as good as the PS4, but hey, it's still playable, it's still enjoyable. The level of immersion is almost, you know, zero difference in reality. I suspect as maybe the maps get grander and maybe the fights get bigger, this is where the PS3 may have an issue, but something tells me that's probably not going to be the case. I think the reality is the next gen consoles are kind of future-proofed for games beyond Destiny. They're kind of made for the games in 2 or 3 years' time, like Planetary 2 and things like that, which will require significant assets to play. But we'll see. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. So, you know, we'll have to just see how it goes. But I mean, I am tempted to get a PS4, but I think for now we'll carry on with a PS3. And I think either way, even if I got a PS4, I'd never turn my back on PS3. I'd just play both. And that'd be, you know, that's just part of the fun, really, isn't it? It wouldn't you know, be problematic to do that. So there we go. I mean, to be honest, I am blown away by how many people are really excited about this game. I'm blown away by how many people are there. I would like to kind of stress to people that, you know, a lot of people are kind of taking glee in Destiny. Oh, it's going to kill Dust. No, it won't. Dust has still got the most kind of loyal core group of people who play it, and they will always play it, and no matter what you say to them, they will just put their hands over their ears and go la 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 when you say, hey, look, there's better games than Dust out there, you know. Because to be honest, there's better games out there than Destiny, there's better games out there than Minecraft, there's better games out there than any game that ever comes out, because it's all from a perspective point of view. And to be honest, it's also, there's going to be something that's the next big thing coming all the time. I suspect Destiny will be very good for maybe a year, and then obviously something else will come along. It will be, God knows, it will be just, I don't know, World of Warcraft in the future years or something stupid, where you basically get lasers and gnomes and giants and God knows what else. Something terrible. But to be honest, this is part of the process that you just have to do. I don't think it's a bad thing, though. I don't think it's a terrible situation. I think at the moment you should be enjoying whatever you play for the reason you play it. So, you know, I mean, I think a lot of people should, like, kind of chill. You know, Dust isn't going anywhere. It's still perfectly fine. I still think there's going to be that core of people that would just continually play it regardless of what ever happens, which again is heartening. That's really good to feel, because the last thing you want is that, you know, you're enjoying Destiny, and in the process of enjoying Destiny, you maybe derail another game. That's not a nice feeling. So certainly, I think people, you know, would not like to think that. Just for reference, if people, and again, we are back in a particular location because this is a different mission, or I think we were playing Freeform. I can't remember, but there is a golden chest above the building I was just in there. The roof of the building to my right. Go up there. There's a golden chest up there. Now, I have actually done all of the golden chests now. This is again rather old footage, but. I have unlocked all the golden chests. We probably will do a video showing you where they are, because, hey, we're nice like that. And to be honest, the speeder bike that you get is probably worth it. It's actually pretty good, so I think definitely worth considering. But I think, yeah, just generally, the reality is this is a very well put together game already, and this is just a beta. And I think, you know, from the fact of, you know, what lights your kind of fire when it comes to a game. For me, it's this game and the kind of style of way they've done it in terms of the open world adventure. Whenever I played Dust, I would log in, I would go into a map, and I'd sit there and say, I wonder if I can climb up to that hill, or I wonder if I can get on that building, or I wonder if I can drive a tank over that bridge, or I wonder if I can throw a dropship and go under that pipe, and that sort of thing. And I'm always kind of an explorer. I want to explore maps, because to me that's all I did. When I played Doom, all I did was go around Doom until I got every secret. I was the annoying git who did that. When I played Duke Nukem, for example, I used to go around and get all the funny unlocks and the funny hidden things that was in Duke Nukem. So, you know, and the list goes on. So, to be honest, I've always been that kind of player that wants to unlock and I guess just see everything. I'm not kind of interested in the leveling piece. I've never been interested in like, oh, I've got to be level 20. Oh, I've got to be level 20. Oh, you're level 19. Huh, noob. Nah, I'm not really into that. I'm not a KD person. As those of you familiar with my work will know, I absolutely couldn't give a left testicle from a buffalo's shit about being, you know, a KD and all that. I just do not care about that. I think people who do care about KD usually tend to be kind of young, and they usually tend to be kind of like, you know, I'm gonna moderate that statement. I'm gonna redact it. I think people who do concern themselves with KD probably are just doing it to show off. There you go. I was nice about it. Because it doesn't really matter. KD doesn't matter. It really isn't a big deal. What is a big deal is your enjoyment. You do games because it's a leisure activity. It's not something that actually has deeper meaning, because you're playing Destiny, a sci-fi shooter, and you're playing Dust. You're playing games that really don't have much in them other than your entertainment as their core objective. You're not playing something by Noam Chomsky here, or you know, R.C. Clarke's latest work about this and that. You're not playing. You're playing chewing gum basically for the mind, and that's it. That's what games are generally. It's not a deep and meaningful game. There are deep and meaningful games out there. Papers, Please, for example. That's a really meaningful game. That's a very subtle game. And others. You know, there's plenty of kind of thinking person's games out there. They give you honest moral choices and dilemmas, etc. Like the Walking Dead animated games. They're very good. But you play them for a particular conveyed story. You're not going to play Dust or Destiny or anything like that for those kind of games. So this is why you know it shouldn't matter. You whole KD stuff. It's taking it a little bit too seriously. It's a little bit too electronic sports league douchebag for my liking. I don't get it. I don't understand the whole premise of it. I know people are proud if they're good at the game. Well, good. Be happy that you're good at the game, but you don't need to sit there and concern yourself with a point number that defines how good you are. I mean, if you've ever heard of The Prisoner, then you know you're more than just a number. So few of you will understand that reference. Even I barely get it. I was so young when The Prisoner was even, I think, repeated. But if you don't know what The Prisoner is, just Google Patrick McGowan or The Prisoner and you'll see what I mean. And I think that's kind of it. You shouldn't consign yourself to being a number, which is what KD does. Anyway, enough of that dibble. To be honest, this game is great, and I think you should be really looking forward to enjoying this game and playing it through at least once. And I think it's going to give you, I think, a hell of a kind of conveyed online experience for quite some time as well. You will get the people who will complete it in like 3 days or even 1 day. They'll just literally play it through until then, perhaps at the point of physically dying, and then they'll be like, yeah, I completed it first, I'm brilliant, look at me, YOLO. And then everyone else will be like, well, you're a bit of a twat really for doing that, but hey, good on you, bro, if that makes you happy. And you know, I don't know why people play stuff through stuff so quickly. It really doesn't make any sense to me. It's like the whole Dota thing. I remember watching a particular YouTuber try and beat Dota in like 1 day, or be the quickest to beat Dota. No, was it Dota? It was Diablo 3. And it was kind of sad because it was just like, well, dude, are you really enjoying it? And at the end of it, they've been awake for like 23 hours and they stink of shit and they're basically complete dickheads. And it was just evident that they weren't necessarily enjoying themselves. But there we go. So, in conclusion, where are we? Well, this game is, I think, going to be something that I would recommend you do at least look into. I think if you've got a few quid, a few bucks, a few groats, a few shekels, then definitely consider this game, because I think it will be a purchase that you will probably not regret. You will enjoy it significantly, I predict. unless you're dead inside and you literally just have no soul whatsoever. It's very difficult to see why you wouldn't enjoy a shooter such as this, unless you don't like shooters, in which case, what the hell are you watching this video for? But I think in general, you're going to find that this is actually something that will give you a huge amount of enjoyment, plus there's plenty here to do, plus the co-op mode is great, the PvP I'm told is excellent. You know, to be honest, there's a real great package of gaming here that I think you, yes you bro, deserve. So go and treat yourself when it comes out. So there we go. Hope you enjoyed that. We'll see you next time.